Good. So good morning, everyone. As project manager for MAR-Lang Erasmus Plus program, I'm very pleased to welcome you to this webinar to present the platform. So there will be different items today. So as project manager, I will give you a brief overview of what the project is, very brief, just one slide with important information. Then, much more important, I will present the project's results. So what I mean by results is the deliverables, what we had to work on to get to reach the objectives of the project. Then my colleagues from RNA, sorry, the Romanian Naval Academy will show you a module. So they will take you through a module and show you what you can do. Then Edouard Mellart from ENSM, so my colleague here in Saint-Malo, will present the glossary, which is the most, I would say, the most important part of this project, as the project objective was to develop a platform for learning and practicing maritime terms. Then another colleague from the Romanian Naval Academy, Corina Sandiuc, will talk about challenges and opportunities, because it was obviously a very pleasant project to work on, but it did offer challenges and opportunities. Then I will show you a slide with different feedback from users, so different quotes from students and teachers. And I will comment these quotes and tell you what feedback we got and what the users enjoy the most. And then we'll finish off with a Q&A session if you have any questions. And as you can see on the webinar, on the top left, I think you've got the Q&R. It's called Q&R for French, questions et réponses, where you can ask your questions. So MAR-Lang. Sorry. So you've got on the slide here different pieces of information about MAR-Lang. I would say the main pieces of information that you need to realize what MAR-Lang is all about. So maritime language, MAR-Lang, that's what the acronym is about. It lasted 2 years. It's not finished yet. We've got another 2 weeks to I would say work on the platform and make it even better. I just want to mention just now that the platform is not completed yet. As I said, we've got 2 more weeks, and there are things we need to adjust. So this will be done in the next 2 weeks. So 2 years of hard work, 2 years of collaboration, cooperation, 2 years of visiting and our partners in Romania and Lithuania, and for a lump sum of 250,000 euros. So the courses which have been developed on the platform are ship and cargo handling, naval engineering, and port and maritime logistics. So 3 themes developed in 2 languages. This was part of the deliverables for the projects, and the work we had to produce was what you can see on the slide just now: 6 glossaries, so 3 in French and 3 in English, 6 curricula, of course, for the 6 courses, and different modules and pages with pages and exercises in French and English. So this is what you can find on the platform when you log onto the platform and when you want to start training on this very interesting and easy access tool, the Virtual Campus platform. So you've got a list, as you can see here, which is a screenshot of what you can find on the platform. You've got 6 courses, so 3 in English and 3 in French. This platform was developed as a digital support of training courses for different, I would say, profiles. So these could be teachers wanting to use these courses in their classes for getting students to practice the vocabulary. Students, of course, who can use these courses in their own time. Maritime professionals, etc. So when I thought about the way I was going to present these results, I realized that maybe showing you figures and would reflect the most the work which has been put into this platform. So these are just, as I said, as I wrote on this slide, over so 4,000 terms, 300 pages, because of course, as I said, the platform is not yet finished. It should be completed, and it will be obviously improved as we go along, because there's always improvement to make on this kind of digital tool. But for the moment, we have over 4,000 terms, so meaning that if you include French and English terms, you have 4,000 terms, over 4,000 terms for the moment. 300 pages. So what do we call pages? Pages are just as if you had a course book and you had a page where you have some paragraphs written about a topic. I will show you afterwards what it looks like. Don't worry. So that's why we call pages. They are just teaching support to put the vocabulary in context, I would say. Over 500 exercises. So this will also increase, because we still have some exercises to create, and also over 700 assessment questions. So, and the way it's organized, basically, you have pages, you have exercises, and at the end of each module, you have an assessment, okay, which most of the time is multiple choice questions, which will test you which will assess your knowledge on the vocabulary that you studied within the modules. So these documents, these support materials for teaching and learning were developed through different events where we met with the partners, so France, Romania, and Lithuania. And during these different events, we discussed, we worked, we trained to develop this digital tool, which is the Virtual Campus platform, and to also exchange on different pedagogical methods, techniques, ideas, because as you may understand, a language teacher in France may have how can I say that, may have slightly different methods from a language teacher in Romania, in Lithuania, etc. So it was very interesting to actually share and to develop these platforms in using more or less common methodology, pedagogical methodology. So the first meeting was in France in February 2023, which was the project implementation and coordination. So we took the opportunity during this 3-day meeting to launch the platform, to launch the project, not the platform, the project. The platform didn't, existed, but wasn't, I would say, completed with support. And we presented the project to the public. Then we traveled to Romania for the second meeting. So that's where I would say the work started. I asked the different partners to write a curriculum or curricula, because you've got one for French and one for English, and to imagine what they would actually include in each of the modules. Then we discussed the glossary, the way it was going to look, what we wanted to, how we wanted it to look, what we wanted it to look like when the students actually log onto the platform and started studying through the different modules. And also we discussed the future events. So what was interesting during that meeting is that for the different curricula, we could get ideas from the different partners of items that they would like to see to be able to study them with their students. They would like to see on the platform to be able to get their students to become proficient in English and French maritime terminology. Then we moved on to France for the first ALT, means learning, teaching, training. So basically, because it was over 5 days, these 5 days included teachers and students. This is a very important point. Students have been a key element in the development of the platform, as obviously they will be the future users. So it was very useful to get them to look through the documents which had already been developed, and to get their feeling and to get their feedback on what was good, what could be improved, and what they would like to see. So the first training, because there were 3 of them, 1 in each country, was on ship and cargo handling. That's the theme that the ENSM, the French Maritime Academy, developed. The next step was an online meeting in November, hosted by the Lithuanian Maritime Academy. So it was just a one-day meeting to discuss the progress and the future events. So that was all for 2023. Then we moved to 2024, where we had the second training, but this time in Romania. So on maritime, port and maritime logistics, topic that the Romanian Naval Academy is in charge of. And same thing, we carried on actually the development of the platform with students also, as you can see on the picture, 9 teachers, and 9 students. And same thing, it was the same process where we obviously more support had been developed, so there was more to look at and there was more to discuss. And it was, again, very useful to have the students giving us pertinent ideas on what they would like to see. And I will tell you, I will show you just after that on the platform what the students suggested and what we actually implemented on the platform. And we also, during that training in Romania, started to learn how to upload our own material, because this platform is actually a Moodle platform where you upload different support, different documents, and you create exercises. And when you don't know how to do it, it's really not easy. So we had the opportunity with Andrei Bautu, who is the platform's administrator, to start learning how to upload the material, because otherwise he would have had to do it all himself. And it's actually a big job. You will see in a minute. Next event, another online meeting. So as we were getting towards the end of the meeting, of the project, because that was June 2024 and we had just another few months to go, we started talking about types of assessment, and also to put in place this user guideline to be able to help the future students, the future users on this platform, to get basic guidelines, but useful, I found, for them to start using the platform. And the last 2 events, so the third training, which took place in Lithuania last September. This time we worked on the naval engineering course, because that's the topic the Lithuanians are in charge of. So same thing, another 9 teachers, 9 students, and same thing, the students were very valuable to give us more feedback on what was missing and what could be improved. And obviously, last meeting, which is happening just now, so it started yesterday and will finish tomorrow, where well, as you can see, we're presenting the results to the public, and also closing this project, even if we have another 2 weeks to carry on working on the platform. So what I'll do now is that I will show you, I will stop sharing this, and I will show you actually what a page looks like. Here you go. Okay. So can somebody let me know if it's okay if you can see the page?
Okay.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, good. So this is what a page looks like. So I chose my page because it's the one that I know the best. When I say my page is basically the one I developed with the help of some colleagues in Saint-Malo, but more or less I did most of the development. So basically that's what you have. So you have the course title at the top. One thing you must never forget to do when you start studying on one of the pages is to go at the top there, okay, top left, and change the language if needed, okay? So of course, for the course in French, you will choose the French language. For the course in English, you will choose English, which is very logical, okay? So what do you have on this page? So you have the course title, as I said. So you know you're on the right track because that's the course you want to study. And then you have a first section with different elements. So as I said earlier on, the user guide, we decided to upload it in 2 languages because it is something which will help the user to start using the platform. And we thought that maybe if the user was more at ease with English than French, then he would want or the guidelines to be in English. But you have obviously the choice between the two languages. So that was I think I can't remember who had this idea. But I think it was me, because I realized that maybe if you go onto such a platform that you've never used before, you may be a bit lost, okay? And so we developed this user guide. I hope it will be useful. And if ever you think that we should include more information, you'll have to let us know. And we'll tell you in a minute how you can do that. Then, of course, you've got the curriculum for the course. So one thing which is very important to understand, the curriculum is developed in a way that you have different elements in one module. You will find let's say the number for the item 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 within the module, so that you know that in 1.1 you will be doing this. Okay, you will be studying this kind of elements, etc., etc., and it works for all the modules. Then I included on my page, you will not find this on the other pages because it's not part of the course, but on the French, on the terminologie maritime française pour la manœuvre du navire et la manutention de la marchandise, you can you just hold on a minute, Edward? Can you? My cable for charging the sorry, forgot to put the cable for my laptop. So yes, I wanted to include SMCP in French because SMCP, as you may know, of course, are important phrases which are used in the maritime sector, and they do exist in French as well. And I thought it was useful, and you will find also exercises on SMCP phrases within the modules. Then I included also the core regs, the RIPAM in French, the RIPAM, sorry, without the English pronunciation, the RIPAM, which is also important because in this course you will also find some vocabulary which is part of this document. So you have the two documents here. This is just for reference. If you don't need to use them, you don't use them, but they're just there in case. Then we come to the glossary. So I won't say too much about the glossary because Edward, my colleague from Saint-Malo, will actually present the glossary. But I'll just give you a quick peek of the glossary. So basically, that's what you get. And I'll let Edward explain how it works and why we developed it that way. Then, so that's one of the things that the students suggested. A link to an online dictionary for general terms, because these courses are for developing the knowledge and the proficiency in terminology, in maritime terminology, so technical vocabulary. And we obviously, I say obviously because to me it's quite obvious that if you include also general terms, then your glossary will be humongous. And this is not the aim of this course. The aim of this course was to produce a glossary for technical terms. So you have an online, you have a link for an online dictionary for English and for French. I think for the English, we chose the Oxford one, and for the French, maybe Larousse, I can't remember, but something like that. So I come to the last two elements of the first section. So this is a place where teachers will actually publish elements which they find important, and the users will actually receive a notification for these elements. Okay. And the second one, which is important, is the Q&A, and that's for the students, for the users. I say students, but it's actually users, where you can ask questions, make comments, suggest things. We're open to any suggestions which could improve the quality of this platform and the quality of the documents. Okay, so let's have a look at the module. So I will not go into details because that will be the job of my colleagues from the Romanian Naval Academy to actually take you through a module, but I will show you what it looks like. So basically, you've got the module number, of course. You've got the name of the module. Each module has a name. And you have here a brief description of what you're going to learn. So basically, we extracted elements from the different curricula and included them here so that you actually know, without going back to look at the curriculum, what you're going to see in this module. So you can see blue words. So this is not weird. This is totally normal. These words are actually part of the glossary, but I will not say any more about it. Edward will in a moment. Okay. For this module, I included another piece of information because this module is very long. So I decided to cut it into two and to actually create two assessments. Okay, to make it easier for the users to assess what they've already learned and not to have too much to be assessed on, because as you can, you've seen that the module is very long. So basically you go, so you've got different icons. So the pink one is for exercises and the blue one is for what I called earlier on pages. Okay, so basically here you go, that's what I said. Something you would find in a course book. Here you go. So I'll just move along. As you can see, module 1 is very long because description du navire, description of a ship, as you may understand, loads and loads and loads of vocabulary. So here you go. I'll just go through it quickly. Module 2. So same process. Module number, type, name of the module, and a brief description of what you're going to learn. Okay. So etc. 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 And so I'll go. Here you go. You can have a look. Okay, that's what it looks like. So at the end of each module, except for module 1 on this page, only on this page, you have an assessment here. Okay, with multiple choice questions. There you go. No, it didn't. What happened? I don't know. Why didn't it open the assessment? Just hold on. Let's go back to it. It won't continue. Just hold on. Continue. No, because I'm sorry. Yes, no, it won't open. But never mind. You've got the assessment questions, multiple choice questions, with 3 or 4 options, and usually between 20 and 30 questions. There you go. That's all for me just now. I will come back later on for a different topic. So next, it's my colleagues from the Romanian Academy. Okay, so I just you want to see your page? Okay, I'll open your page. Yeah, just hold on. I just set the page for them. That's the course. English, port and maritime. There you go. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Before showing you our module, I'd like to share a short story with you. So, dear partners and esteemed colleagues, first of all, for those who do not know me, let me introduce myself. I am Corina Sandiuc, Senior Lecturer at the Naval Academy in Constanța, Romania, and I'm here in front of you as a member of the Erasmus project MAR-Lang, project that comes to an end this month. Being on this journey from the very beginning, I'd like to share with you a short story, or to comply with a maritime technology to spin a yarn about the birth of this project. It is about the period BC, not before Christ, as you may think. It is before Christ. All started in March 2022, when I and my colleagues Corina and Rita headed to École Nationale Supérieure Maritime in Le Havre. There we were welcomed by Gersant Ledimna and Octavian Postolache from Marseille, lucky as he is Romanian, and started our work from morning till late in the evening for 3 days, during which Gersant worked us to death. And she proved to do the right thing, as it turned out to result in a happy ending. In fact, Rita played the first fiddle. She was, and still is, very skillful in designing European projects. So, Rita, we all thank you and we owe you a lot. If you do not mind, at the end of my story, I will share with you some thoughts written by Rita and addressed to all of us. To design a project is challenging and much work. So after writing and rewriting the content in minute details, the project was finally completed. The partners established and sent to the agency by our French partners. And surprise, in July 2022, we received a mail from Gersant telling us the good news. The MAR-Lang project was acknowledged by the French agency. To tell the truth, we are quite skeptical, especially because the time was short and the project was designed in a few days, on the run, I dare say, but it had a happy ending. And from that moment on, the hard part was going to start in the Christelle era. She has played the first fiddle since she took over and has taken her role very seriously, and we thank her for that. The agenda of meetings, face-to-face or online, was established, the working teams as well, the students, part of the project, the curricula, the 3 main modules with all the activities included, and last but not least, the glossary of French and English terms. It has been a challenge for all of us because in a short period of time, 2 years or maybe less, we have managed to come to an end. In fact, this is not the end because the content can be improved and updated whenever it is needed. As part of the Romanian team, I'd like to congratulate all the colleagues who worked hard for this project, and especially our colleague, Corina, who has definitely stood out in this, and Andrei, who is the master of technology and succeeded to foster the glossary, pictures, and other aspects related to the platform. I also congratulate our students who tried to make the most of it. And I'm going to pick some of their statements. Andrea, one of our students from the Naval Academy, stated that the experience was truly unique, and the most innovative part of the program, the platform, is a modern tool, well structured into various modules and essential in this training, and she confidently recommended it to future students. Larissa, another student of our academy, said that I can say that it was an experience that contributed significantly to my personal and professional development. I end the project with new friendships, places, and cultures that have fascinated me, but also with very useful information for my future professions. Also, she stated that the interface is simple and easy to access, and the materials are well structured and easy to understand. And the glossary is a great help in understanding the text, the pictures, and the fact that there is an audio version of the words make it much more useful. And our third student, Emanuela Baciu, she also said that the platform is easy to access and navigate through, very well structured by chapters, and the dictionary is very, very good. As for the project itself, she said that for me, it was an experience that I will never forget, and I will certainly remember the beautiful and funny moments that I lived with you, but also the new people whom I met and still keep in touch with. Bear with me for 2 more minutes to read Rita's words addressed to all of us. Dear MAR-Lang project implementation team, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations for the incredible work you have done on this project. Your team spirit, professionalism, and dedication transformed a simple idea into a remarkable achievement. The teams from the 3 academies faced challenges together, celebrated their successes, and the final result is a demonstration to our collective efforts. We are lucky to be part of such a strong and cohesive team. I am delighted to extend my heartfelt thanks to my colleagues Camelia, Corina, Cătălin, Octavian, and Gersant for their involvement, positive energy, and exceptional collaboration in writing the project. Every contribution, no matter how small, was crucial to the success of the MAR-Lang project. We have shown that by working side by side, we can overcome any challenge. Let's celebrate this achievement and continue our collaboration, knowing that the most remarkable projects are crafted with passion and dedication. With appreciation and gratitude, Rita Avram. Now, I will ask my colleague Raluca to take the floor and show you how to use the platform itself by selecting one of the modules developed by the Naval Academy, part of the section English Maritime Technology for Port and Maritime Logistics. And the module is called Cargo, Work, and Containerization. It's module 3 in the curricula. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Raluca Apostol-Matveș. I am a lecturer at the Romanian Naval Academy, and with pleasure, I will present the result of our work for 2 years. Our course is structured into 6 modules, as you could see. No, Crystal is not here. Could you please ask Crystal to come? Because David Okay. So we've got shipping industry. For description, I'm going to present you Model 3, cargo work and containerization. The study materials may contain texts, images, and illustrations, all serving as a basis for the learning tasks. This doesn't work, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay. We structured our course based on pages and exercises as Christelle presented before. So we got general characteristics of containerization. And there is a text. As you could see, picture in the right, blue words. What are those blue words? Edward is going to tell us more, but let's see if they work. If we just click on one of the blue words, there is a link between the text or the exercise in other cases and the glossary. And clicking on the word, picture, sometime, and voice, and also a definition may appear. If we click on voice,
Container.
we could listen to the correct pronunciation of the word. We also have one model of container, and we also have the definition. There are also two words, the same, container ship, for example. Click on the listening.
Container ship.
Container ship. Okay. We have two ways. We have two ways of dealing with the course. We have in the right side all the things we can see, and we also have down here in the right side or in the left side what was before and what is going to be the next exercise or activity. After reading the activity about general characteristics of containerization, we thought about going to doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Sorry. Okay. What doesn't work?
So after that, we should go here, right? No. Continue. And it goes
up
here.
Up.
Yeah.
This is just this is really strange.
Yeah, it is strange.
Sorry, I'll just open a new session. Okay, maybe yes. Sorry about that. Let's try it. Don't know why. There you go. Okay, you can see what here you go. What it's all about. Try this. Yeah, that's a new session. See if it works better.
Let's see. So general characteristics. No, it doesn't work. Here on your computer.
It usually works.
Yeah, I know.
Shame.
But
vous devez vous inscrire ce cours.
Oh, you are not. Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Just hold on. We'll
you have to log out.
Yes.
And then log in.
Sorry
again.
about that. There's something. Yeah, something strange. I'll connect again. It's not the right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, that's right. Ha, ha, ha.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Interruption.
Yes. Ah, oh God.
Faster. The magic word.
Oh God. Why? What's wrong with this thing? Do you understand why it does not? Okay. Mhm. Really good. This is my session.
What's your session?
Yeah, this is my session.
Okay. Let's go back to module 3 and see. Okay. Okay, finally, got back on track. Okay. We have a filling exercise here. You could just write down the right answers, clicking in the boxes, or you just could copy and paste. For example, on whatever operation involves several contacts, it's intermodal, right? We put intermodal, pay attention to the spaces at the end of the words, because you add spaces, the computer is not going to mark your answer as correct. Then we could move to the second word, which is provide us. Okay. And then you could do the exercise by yourself. The exercises have no time limit, and they could be done as many times as you feel like, maybe until you got 10 out of 10. Then let's move to types of containers. Okay, we've got here a matching exercise using visuals, a lot of visuals. And instead of a very long and boring text, we chose to present the characteristics of containers using the bullets. So the text presents the most important characteristics of the containers and different types, the most used containers. The visuals, of course, are used for better learning. And this is a page. Then we go to types of containers. And we've got matching exercise. This matching exercise, of course, is based on the previous page on the text with the bullets. And we have the matching exercise, but we developed it with the techniques of drag and drop. So if you want to solve the exercise, you have to choose one of the boxes below and then put them, drag them up, and do that from the first to the last definition until you finish, and then submit, finish attempt, submit, and have the feedback. Okay. Moving on with types of containers. Another type of exercise using visuals, types of containers most used. Then you have to choose from the right part
one of the names of those images. So there is a picture, there must be a term to the picture. For example, let's say this is an open site. This is a open top, the second one, so on and so forth. This is a standard. You've got standard, and you can do the whole exercise using visuals and choosing from the given terms. Oh, we have to. Okay. Then let's move to listening activity. It is the first listening activity out of 5 that are in this module. We have 3 types of listening activities along the module. We used native speakers. We use non-native speakers, and we also have listening activities based on AI-generated voices with different accents. This one must be a native.
Hello, my name is Anna from the Black Sea Shipping Agency. We have a cargo vessel arriving today, and we need assistance with unloading the cargo.
Oh, so this is an American guy speaking, a native American guy speaking. You may listen.
My name is Anna from the Black Sea Shipping Agency. We have a cargo vessel arriving
from the given opportunities here. So the right answer here is word 5, and you move up to question 6. Okay. Then let's move to advantages and disadvantages of containerization. Again, we skipped the boring part with long text presenting on one side the advantages and on the other side the disadvantages of containerization. That's why we turned to a matching exercise where the key terms must be in perfect correspondence with the explanation. So we've got the explanation on the right and the key terms, meaning the advantages of containerization, on the left. So the container can be handled anywhere. So if you read the first explanation, you will find out that the correct answer must be standardization. So let's click on this and move it here. It goes bold, it means it's correct. And you could do the same for all the 6 exercises. Then let's move to disadvantages. Disadvantages to containerization mirrors the previous exercise. It's also a drag and drop exercise. So containers take up a lot of terminal space, especially for storage, whatever. And if you read the explanation, you will find out that the first disadvantage we took into consideration was site constraints. We've got boards, so it's okay. It's correct. Let's move on. The impact of containerization. We got the second listening activity. This is AI-generated listening. We've chosen British accent.
and previous break bulk operations. It has drastically shortened the ship's time at anchor and in port. Both productivity has grown. The capital.
Okay, so we've got word, drag, and drop. Okay, and you could do the rest of the exercise by yourself. Moving on. We move to stowage planning. Stowage planning consists of the page consists of a long explanatory text about the process. We've got 3 visuals in the right of the page. We also have the blue words. And then the exercise is based on the text. The first one is another listening with a non-native speaker this time.
When preparing a shipment, it's crucial to ensure all aspects of the cargo and containers are properly documented and managed for a smooth and safe voyage. Following is an overview of key components involved in shipping logistics. Container information. Each container is identified by a unique container number and type.
Okay, so we got container information. We go down, we find the box with the information, the correct one, and we just drop it in the table. And you could do that with all the remaining 7 of them. Then let's move to another exercise, which is a multiple choice exercise. Stowage planning, reading the text, then in the specific place, you should just click on the correct word and maybe you'll click on the right answer. So you could do there are 9 pages. You could do the exercise at the end. There is going to be a mark. Components and description. Another thing about stowage planning, another table, another drag and drop exercise. I'll put here container information and description, container number, type, and container weight and payload information. And one part of the description is missing. We should go down and see what is the missing part. And of course, it's general size. We'll pick it up and drop it in the correct place. And for the cargo details, description of the cargo, hazardous material classification, special handling requirements, and of course there is something missing. And let's see what is missing here. So cargo details. It's quantity and weight of each cargo item. Let's fill in the table. And so on. When you finish, you just click on Finish Attempt, submit, and you'll get your mark. Following this exercise, there is another listening activity. This listening activity is, again, AI generated, but we use two voices and two accents, an Indian accent and a South African accent. Let's hear a little bit.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thompson. I've reviewed the manifest for the upcoming voyage. It seems we have a few items listed as special cargo. Can you give me more details on the requirements?
Certainly, Captain. We've got 3 types of special cargo on this voyage. First, there are some hazardous materials, chemicals that need to be...
Okay, so you could do the listening by yourself. It is a true-false exercise, so we change a little bit the type of exercise for our students not to be bored, or anyone who wants to use the platform. Okay, and we'll move to 3.4 Dédiée code. So it's about international maritime dangerous goods code. We've got the text, we've got the images on the right, and we've got listening again. A fill-in with the classes, the 9 classes of dangerous goods, and you have to fill in with the information, missing information for category and examples. Let's hear a little bit.
The International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code classifies.
Okay, it's because of the, yeah. We'll see. So, keep it for now. Okay, container stowage, Dédiée code, another reading. See, besides the blue words, there are also bolded words to retain your attention on those terms and those places or situations. Okay, and after this, we also have an exercise. So we are reading, and then we are making at least one exercise to be sure that you've improved the vocabulary. And this exercise is again a multiple choice exercise with 4 choices. For example, what is the main factor considered when placing containers with dangerous goods on board? The correct answer would be that cargoes has a classification. If we go to the next page, out of 10, what is the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Dédiée code used for? And the correct answer would be defining safety standards for dangerous goods, and so on. At the end of the module 3, or at the end of any other module, you'll find the final assessment. 30 exercises. Let's present the first. Okay, we've got 10 per page for our students to see better and move less inside the exercise. And we've got 4 choices. One of them, only one of them is correct. After the assessment, we also have a crossword puzzle, which is an external link. You've got the crossword puzzle, you've got the definitions across and down, and you could just click, for example, one down, the cover for open top containers. You should just write down a colon and move to something else. If it gets green, it's the correct answer. If not, you must try another word. And you could do the whole extra assessment using the games. Thank you for your attention. I'll give the floor to our colleague Edward Malaya.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Do you need that's the mouse? You don't need it?
Yeah, that's the only.
Okay, yeah. Just use that.
So I'm going to power up the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Are you okay there?
How did I get rid of this?
Because you forgot to. Oh, okay. This is it. Sorry. Where's the no.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, yeah, this time it's sharing and then presentation mode. Yeah, that's fine. Presentation.
Right. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. I couldn't imagine what could possibly go wrong with a PowerPoint presentation on multiple screens. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the glossary, the MAR-Lang glossary. And as Christine Nicola mentioned, it is actually a key element of the whole project. And so, from a very general point of view, for any language learning, specifically for specific or sector-specific purposes, obviously specific vocabulary is absolutely essential to actually get a fairly broad understanding of what we're supposed to be studying. And so then obviously vocabulary leads to understanding, and understanding leads to more vocabulary. And then obviously that opens the avenues for communication. And specifically in the maritime sector, obviously we're interested in safety, optimizing safety in the various communication situations that we could encounter, and then obviously efficiency in operation. And so obviously fairly clearly, like having access to vocabulary, learning vocabulary, deepening understanding of vocabulary is the starting point for the existence of the glossary. And so as a general term, I think a glossary is fairly easy to define. And so you can see I've got here my basic definition of an alphabetical list of words. And obviously being specifically related to a particular sector. Different to a dictionary in the fact that it's going to be inevitably exhaustive, whilst a dictionary would be imagined to be much more broad. And so this is the objective for the glossary, to be sector specific. And so our outline was to have one glossary, one language glossary for each course. And so it's not a bilingual, strictly a bilingual glossary. That is to say, in the few examples that perhaps we've seen already this morning, there's no direct link between French and English. They are standalone glossaries. So we've got the same principle for each course, that each course has an independent glossary in just one language. And so that brings me on to the next point about the basic premise and the background to the development of the MAR-Lang glossaries. And so the initial objective that we worked upon had several elements, and obviously it had to be maritime specific terminology, vocabulary, but also specific terms related to the maritime English and maritime French courses. Then, as I just mentioned, we've got independent, there are standalone glossaries, so we've got French and we've got English. Being that the courses, even between the French course and the English course, would be inevitably different, we're going to have different words of vocabulary, but globally, the same content for French course glossary and an English course glossary globally. So they are course specific. What that means is that you're hopefully seeing the example that I give, there's a very clear, definite and purposeful link between the glossaries and the courses. And so they are complementary. That means to say that the content of the glossaries is designed to enhance the courses, and then the courses specifically to have a direct connection to the glossaries as an accompanying resource. So they are inevitably integrated. You've seen already with the blue highlights that we've seen in various examples. In every page, there's inevitably going to be words of vocabulary that will be highlighted in blue, and so that is the indication of the integration between the course and the glossary. So I mentioned that they are standalone. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about in just a second. But basically, they are independently researchable, and also they are indexed. What I mean by that is searchable. You can search for a particular term that you may or may not have seen in the course, and then they are indexable. That means to say that you can check particular words and particular words of vocabulary of the same letter. So there are also added benefits, not only to text definitions for glossary entries, but also, as you've seen, audio pronunciation and even media. It could be videos, but generally images of to illustrate and to give examples of particular words. So let's have a look at the results, and hopefully you'll be able to see. If I go back onto the platform, and so I'm going to go out of this course here, and then I'm looking for French maritime. Not this one. Oops, the other one. Sorry. This one here. Can you share to share? Am I not sharing? No, you're not sharing. No, here. Okay, thank you. It's all right. Here you go. Right, okay, thank you very much. And so we're back on the platform, as you can see. And so here we're in the French course that we looked at right at the beginning. And so I'm just going to give you an example from a specific page. Any page will do, as you might imagine. I've selected I guess I've selected this one. Here we go. I'm going onto the page. And so this is the page that I've selected to give you a few examples. And you can see with the content, we've got blue highlights, and you simply have to hover over and you get an instantaneous at least link to the glossary. So let's try one here. And so this may or may not be a familiar word to you, and if it isn't, then the glossary has already worked its magic, because hopefully if you're interested in French maritime vocabulary, this is going to be a pretty good word to use. So you can see here we've specifically in French, we've illustrated whether it's a feminine or a masculine noun. And here you can read the glossary definition, and very usefully, hopefully you can hear that you've got a nice pronunciation. So you've got the same thing in French and the same thing in English with the pronunciation, which obviously for some words is more useful for than others, but giving an audio form of the word of vocabulary, and so then reinforcing the sound, the spelling, and the meaning. You can see also in this particular definition, we've got other multiple words. You can see that highlighted in blue. And I think this is a real key bonus to the glossary, because rather than thinking of vocabulary as an obstacle to communication, really, I think it is the key. And so the more vocabulary you have, the better. And so then this is offering multiple opportunities for vocabulary learning and exposure to vocabulary. And so we're reading the particular definition, and you can see we've got a word. We may or may know what it means. And if we're not sure, we can simply click on it and see here we've got multiple windows that open. And so then we can illustrate the vocabulary which appears in the definition. And you can see there's another example here. And if we had 3 or 4 or 5, we could do the same thing. And you can see then each glossary definition inevitably is giving rise to other associated terms. So you can see within here. And this one here. We had this one here. Okay. And that's it. So then we can close all these, and then we can continue our learning based on the content of the page. So the other, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Okay. The other way we can access the glossary, you may have seen it right up at the top of the introductory section, is here. So I'm just going to click on this, and this is this actually is representative of right at the very beginning of the project of a kind of mock-up of the glossary that we were trying to achieve in terms of its visual appearance. And so here you can see users won't have add entry, I don't think so, but they will be able to browse by alphabet, either from the drop-down menu here. They will be able to search a particular term. So let's try that. And so then we can see search for tech. See if we can do that. Doesn't seem to be working. I was just searching for a search term like that. Oh, here we go. Okay, yes, okay, that's working. There. So we can access this from the actual glossary rather than from the pages. Obviously, the content is the same. Alternatively, we could click on any of these letters, and so then that would give us the there's no K's. Let's have a look at the N. Ah, perfect. We've got all the M entries that we can have a look at here in alphabetical order. And so that's the important element that I think really gives value to the glossary, not only available as a key resource for the actual pages, but also as a standalone resource. That means that you could use the glossary without necessarily using the course or the course pages. So then, let's go back if we can. Okay. Okay, splendid. So those are the results. Actually, you can see that unfortunately, I've got a very competent directrice.
Directrice, peut-être not come out. You go. You can see the.
But it looks like we've got two images. Anyway, we'll just continue like that. There were some particular challenges that I think would be useful just to mention quite briefly. And the first one, as you can see on the screen, was concerning the actual spelling. And there were several elements that I think might be useful to highlight. So the first one was obviously between American English and British English for the spelling of particular words. Specifically in French, the presence of accents, which obviously being that there would have to be specifically entered as glossary entries with the correct spelling, may provide challenges for users who are not native French, obviously learning French maritime vocabulary, and also the existence of hyphens between words, sometimes hyphenated, sometimes not, which may cause a glossary definition to appear or not appear, or to be validated or not validated in a particular page. Also, particularly, I'm thinking about English with multiple significations, and so between verbs, noun, particularly, and the function of words. Port springs to mind, because obviously you could have port like port side, have port as in the specific specific entry of that would have to be specified on the glossary definition, but wouldn't necessarily be able to be distinguished actually on the page. So that obviously would add depth to the language learning from a glossary point of view. Also, singular and plural forms. I think that's fairly evident. Obviously, if there's an S or no S, then the entry would appear or not appear on the page, and so then that may or may not make it visible, depending on whether the S had actually been inputted into the glossary definition options. Also, well, an advantage for the user, but a particular challenge for those who were creating the glossaries and creating the pages, is the simple volume of entries, although it's based on the fact that general terms are not appearing. There are the presentation over 4,000 entries for the glossaries, and probably more to come. Probably at the end of the project, more like 5,000. So between French and English, quite a lot of vocabulary requiring to be entered and linked from the pages and entered into the glossary in its own right. So again, there was this question about the pertinence of entries, whether we're distinguishing precisely enough between general English and maritime vocabulary, and then obviously that would add to the volume and depth of glossary entries and definitions that we might imagine. There was a question. It's more a technical question than anything else in terms of complementarity within the courses, because just to give you an example, you've seen this morning example quizzes, vocabulary definitions, for example. Anywhere the word appears, whether it's in a quiz or whether it's on a page, it would be consultable. And so then if you imagine a quiz with a definition, then, well, you can imagine that maybe users might short circuit that particular quiz by actually looking at the definition at the same time. Actually, I don't think that it's too much of a problem, because whether anybody is actually knowing the quiz definition and they would write it, or whether they would actually consult it, as I said, short circuit the exercise, I don't think it really matters, as long as they're actually looking at the glossary entry. And the more access and the more repetition there is with vocabulary, then the more likely it is that the user will remember it. So I don't think that's too much of a problem, but at least from a construction point of view, something that we had to bear in mind with quiz items and questions. And finally, there is a question about the functionality of the glossary and uses of the glossary, specifically based, I think, probably more on mobile devices. Here we've been systematically using PC, but with a mobile device, closing and opening glossary pages whilst looking at course pages, I think may cause some users some particular problems. But again, I think that in any case, this type of resource is definitely more suited to a PC, a desktop, rather than a mobile device.
Ça va et toi? Non. Ouais, hier soir.
Well, I think maybe somebody's microphone is on.
Là, je suis à l'ENSEM et je repars lundi à les Assises de la mer.
We're just hearing somebody's microphone.
It's Gail.
Gail, could you turn your microphone off, please?
Oui.
Gaël, on t'entend.
Parfait, très bien. Okay.
Bah, écoute, oui, ça va. Non, enfin, oui, ça va. Beaucoup de travail. Mon contrat se termine à la fin de l'année. Pour l'instant, je n'ai pas de nouvelles. J'espère qu'elle est normale.
Okay. This is the maybe that's it. Well, these are the delights of a live broadcast. Anyway, I think that's it. Okay, looks like that microphone is off. Great. Okay, and just to finish. In terms of the validation, obviously there are glossary entries to be completed. There are pages to be completed, and more pages are completed, the more glossary entries there are. So we're getting towards the end of the project, but I think that especially if you have a look at any of the courses, French or English, you'll see the structure and the value of the glossaries, either from an integrated point of view or even from a standalone point of view. So we can certainly say that the objectives have been met based on what we were trying to achieve at the very beginning of the project, not only from a content point of view, but also from a visual point of view. Obviously, there are other maritime English, lots of maritime English glossaries, less maritime French glossaries. that are available on the internet. But obviously the value of this particular one being directly and integrally linked to the courses, I think gives it a particular value. Just to complete, I really do think that it represents a significant body of work. And if we take the courses and the glossary together, really, if you look at them as a whole, and French courses and English courses, they are really quite impressive. And hopefully then useful for students. This is obviously the key priority. And then obviously from a glossary point of view, hopefully I've illustrated the importance of the glossary for the courses, and also the fact that anybody could potentially use them as a standalone resource, and so they do have an independence which adds to the validity. So I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. And now I will pass back to
Corina is supposed to give that presentation.
I could just close that.
Yes.
Okay. Close that. Right, so I'll see if I can get this. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Corina, are you there?
Needs permission to mic.
She needs okay, she needs permission. Can you unmute her, Sarah or Gersand, whoever can do it? Whoever is. She's away, she's in Romania, so that's why. So she needs
Camera plus share.
Yeah.
She needs
microphone, camera, and share.
I think her microphone is on now, and her camera too.
Hello everyone, this is Sarah. I couldn't find the possibility to accept her.
Ah, okay.
I'm looking for it.
Okay. So while we're waiting for Corina, I will talk a little bit more about the project. Just hold on, finding my PowerPoint again. Here you go. We'll wait for her, and then she will. Oh God. Just hold on. Partager. Here you go. Here you go. So, as I said, when I talked about the different training events in France, Romania, and Lithuania, and I emphasized on the fact that, just hold on, it's coming, on the fact that the students were essential to the development of this virtual campus platform as being future users, and my PowerPoint is not showing. Great. I'll do it again. Just hold on. That's what happens. As Edward said, the joys of live broadcast, especially when you're not. There you go. Okay. Is it? Oh, it's okay now. Good. Just hold on. I need to put it in the presentation mode. See if it works. It's coming. It's coming. Oh. Okay, no, well, we won't waste any time.
All set. Corina set all set.
Okay, Corina is all set. Okay, so I'll stop and then let Corina do a presentation. Okay, go for it, Corina.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thank you very much.
Great. So everything's set. You can hear me. You can see my screen. That's perfect. It's more than I expected.
Go for it.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm very happy to see you all, at least your names. And I am Corina Sandiuc, a part of the Romanian team working on MAR-Lang. And I will present to you today some of the challenges we encountered, highlighting as well the benefits and the opportunities that this platform might have for its users. Well, to begin with, I have to admit that this was my first time working on an Erasmus project. So you might imagine that I did encounter some hurdles along the way, but it gave me the chance to work closely with other maritime teachers and learn a lot about teaching practices. And overall, it was a very rewarding activity and task. Focusing on the challenges in developing MAR-Lang, I chose 4 of them. And as you may see here, first of all, I'll talk about the planning and the vocab selection, mentioning the glossary as well, the platform organization, the design and exercises, and of course, some technical and time limitations as well. To begin with, we had to very carefully select the terms. Well, this was, I think, one of the most difficult tasks we encountered, because we had to make sure that the terms were the best ones and the most suitable ones for our students, not overly complicated, but still having the accuracy we were aiming for. Of course, the second daunting task was the creation of the interactive glossary, which required extensive planning, especially since we started from the glossaries and we continued with the teaching and learning materials. Another big challenge was designing the glossary and also the course materials, having in mind the students with lower levels of French. So we needed to simplify.
Corina, the slides are not moving.
They are not, because I'm still on the same slide, Christelle. So if you look closely, I'm here, number 2.
Thank you, carry on.
Because there are many challenges, so I'm not moving.
Go for it. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So I was here talking about the vocab and then going on to organizing content for students with lower levels of French. We had to make sure that we deliver content to them, but in a less difficult manner. And so we sometimes had to break down definitions, to use visuals, offer extra context for some, especially for the Romanian students who share, as Romanian shares many things in common with French, sometimes extra context was useful for our students at least. Then organizing the platform, or at least common platform layout, we had to decide upon that. And so we had to think of a structure that would provide logical flow and would be accessible and engaging in the same time. So we all the time had to think about including multimedia effects, pronunciation, images, listening activities, and Edward has added videos as well, so that's wonderful. But all this was, of course, a challenge at first, and it was troublesome for some of us. I need to emphasize here the importance of testing the platform with our students, because they gave us very helpful feedback that we took seriously, and according to those very pertinent observations they made, we improved our platform all the time and will continue to do so in the future. Now, going on to the technical limitations, well, as anything that's technology-based, we've had some. I think that one major problem is the fact that we were restricted to listening and reading tasks mainly, and some written some written skills might be used, but not much, since we use writing in fill-in exercises. But in that case, we use a term, we write a term, students should write a term, or at least a phrase, and not much listening, because we try to avoid open questions, because students would not get instant feedback. Yes, what else? For these activities that had platform constraints, that were limited, we used external links, such as the crossword Raluca talked about, and for some of the games we used on our modules. Going on, we've got the skill requirements, because we needed some skill and technical ability and a lot of patience at first. We might have had some materials in mind, some exercises in mind, but when we wanted to upload them on the platform, we had to go through all these elements that sometimes restricted us, and so we had to change them and improve them all the time. But probably the most important challenge was the time challenge, because first of all, we had to get familiarized with a platform that had specific requirements. And then we had to rethink the activities to fit the available features. We also had to do all these corrections along the way, and to do a correction in one exercise, you have to go through multiple steps, even though it might be just one letter you have to change. You have to go through all these steps, so all these is time consuming. But the testing, the feedback, and the corrections, I believe, are all part of the process, and ultimately ensures quality. And of course, we will have a wonderful platform and a wonderful digital tool to use in class. Okay, enough with challenges and difficulty. I'll go on with the benefits, and I'll speak about my experience here. First of all, I have greatly improved my technical skills. And I gained a lot of experience working in a digital environment. I'm now more confident about creating online material for students. Then, of course, was the collaboration with my colleagues, with everyone involved in the project, and this was really an enriching experience for me, to create connections outside my country, and to talk to other students, to foreign students. This helped me gain a clearer understanding of what makes vocab memorable, what motivates both teachers and students to engage in digital environments, to work with digital learning or teaching tools. And going on, and related to benefits, we've got the future opportunities that MAR-Lang has in store for us. I have to admit that, of course, the students are the primary beneficiaries, but the teachers will gain from it as well. And in the end, hopefully, maritime academies and the industry itself. For the students, we offer a free access platform. And by means of this platform, they will be able to improve their maritime English or French, to progress at their own speed, because they are not constrained by classroom type of environment. Also, these will lead to increasing their confidence, and they will use the knowledge gained online in a real world life maritime context. About the students, I think that we should look for their feedback in the future as well, and to try to make the platform as suitable for them, as fit, as good as possible, because they are, as I said, the primary beneficiaries of all these. Good. As for the teachers, I have already mentioned some of the opportunities when talking about the benefits I got from it. It is a really engaging teaching and learning tool. Teachers could discover, experiment with it, and what is even more, they can track student progress, identify their weak areas, adjust teaching strategies accordingly, and so on. And last but not least, we hope that our platform will support the training needs of maritime academies, prepare students for essential language skills, which they will then transfer into operational efficiency. Okay, to sum up, well, although it's got its technical limitations, although we had put in a lot of work, we hope that all this work will pay out in the end, that the students will be satisfied, the teacher will use it in class. And for me, it was a journey. Well, a journey, a good example of teamwork. And I believe that with further refinement, I think we could have an even greater platform in the future. I think it's got great potential. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Corina. Yes, challenges and opportunities. I think it was actually a very good topic to talk about this platform. Great challenges, but a lot of opportunities indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you stop sharing? And then
yes, I will.
We'll just round up this webinar, because we've actually reached 15 minutes more than the initial time. Okay, so just to finish off, I wanted to share with you some. Is it going to work this time? Because otherwise I'll just keep. No, it's still not working. Okay. Okay. Well, no, it's not working. Okay, good. Let's go back to the. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Good. Let's just remain on this format. So I wanted to share with you some testimonies. Just hold on. Getting a bit, either the laptop is hungry or the connection is not great. Okay, it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. So just to end this webinar, I wanted to share some feedback from users with you. So mainly students, but also myself and Corina, I think, as well. And yes, okay. So what the feedback from the students, what they really enjoy when using the platform is the glossary and the link between the documents, the teaching material, the learning material in the different modules with the glossary. It's for them, it's the most important aspect of this platform. Together with obviously some of the exercises, and as Emanuela said, my favorite one is the listening exercises. They may have different, obviously, favorite ones, but I find that this platform is beside the fact that it's a good digital tool to learn, it's also fun to use because the varied exercises make it, I hope, not boring to use as users. So as a final word for this webinar, I'd like to say that as a project manager, the development of such a platform and the development of the material was a real challenge. Even if you may think that 2 years is a long time, it is not, because we all have jobs beside this project, of course. So we had to find the time to create real teaching material and also be creative. And as Corina said as well, to also make sure that all the exercises were actually feasible, that they had a kind of purpose as well. Okay, and this took quite a bit of our time to design all the documents that are available on this platform. So let's thank some people, because not only the project team, you have all the names here, the coordinator and the administration also, but I also would like to thank the people who actually were contributors to this project without being part of the team, especially my French colleague in Saint-Malo, who provided me with essential documents to be able to develop the material on the French naval engineering, especially the second part to do with electricity automation, which is not something that I really master. But thanks to them, I managed, I think, to develop some documents, some support, some teaching material, which is of quality. And I also learned a lot through these documents. So I wanted to thank them. And also, of course, our 19 students who participated and contributed greatly into this success. So we had planned a Q&A session, but I realized that some of the questions were actually asked in the conversation. So you may want to go through the different questions. So one thing which seemed to be of importance is the fact that the platform is totally free, can be used by anybody, and can be used as they see fit. Either they can do a whole course, they can do part of a course, they can do part of a course and part of another one. I mean, really, you may use this platform as you see fit and to cater for your needs, which is one of the essential points that we wanted to make sure of when developing this platform. Here you go. If you have any more questions, please post them. Otherwise, I'll wait for a short moment. And if there are no questions, then I'll say goodbye to you. But I'll wait. We'll see if you have any questions.
All right, thank you, Christelle. I just wanted to say a few words, if that's okay for you. So first of all, so I am Jacinthe Medina. I'm head of international relations at the French Maritime Academy, and I really would like to thank you for all the work that you've done as a project manager for this Erasmus Plus project. I know it's been very hard work for you, for all the teams. All our partners teams also, and also I can say that you've done a great job, and I'm really proud of you and of this project. Also, I wanted to say a few words because I had the head of studies of French Maritime Academies who also asked me to congratulate you for all the work that you've done all together. And also François Lambert, Managing Director of French Maritime Academy, who had a meeting this morning with the French Ministry of the Seas and who could not attend, unfortunately. And well, thanks everyone for all that you've done. And I hope that well, we could collaborate further on other projects.
Thank you. And I just want to remind you quickly for the users, the future users of the platform, you have a way of asking us questions and make comments, suggestions on each of the pages, on each of the courses where you can, in the Q&A, where you get answers. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm going to let you go and have lunch now. Hope to see you on the platform, and have a nice afternoon.